What's going on, family? Samuel Genus here with Predict Your Business, where I help entrepreneurs just like you wear less hats and grow their business in a more predictable way. In this video, I want to talk to you about product comparison and why you should pay attention to what the market is saying. All right, so let's get to it. I'm coming to you from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm spending a couple of days here at Pier 66, and it's roughly 7:23 in the morning, so my voice is kind of, weird, bassy. But I still wanted to make sure that I shot enough videos because I got to still put in work while I'm enjoying some time here. But I want to talk to you about product comparison. Many of you have an iPhone. Many of you have the Android. And it's interesting listening to people talk about which one they like better. My son has an iPhone. I have the Android. And my son oftentimes will say things like, oh, my phone is better than yours, and my phone takes better pictures than yours. He'll brag about certain things. He'll brag about his smartwatch, compared to my smartwatch and stuff like that. And what I find interesting about all of this is that the consumer is basically comparing products. Just like I'm at this Pier 66, I compare it to other locations. Some of you saw the other video that I did when I was in Myrtle Beach, and I stayed at North Beach Plantation. I compare resorts, I compare hotels. We do it in our minds. When you go to hotels.com or Expedia.com, you're comparing those nice yachts behind us. Where you're comparing products and services. And we do it regardless, We're not doing it to be mean. We're not doing it to be facetious. It's just we want the best, and we want to choose the product that's better. And the marketplace is always talking and always comparing products. This is important for you to understand when it comes to your business, your products, and your services. You need to understand that the market is talking. Some of you are black business owners, and you're like, we should support black, we should buy black. And I'm like, okay, I understand the sentiment, and I actually even agree with the sentiment. However, the problem is, your consumers, even the black community, has access to the market, other industries, and they will continue to compare your products to other industries. It's a fact, and it's a sad reality, actually, because think about it, as we look at African Americans, we came to the game late, right? We came to the monopoly game late. We just got out of slavery. It almost feels like it was like yesterday almost, but we've been out of slavery for about over 100 years, right? And but we still had to deal with Jim Crow laws and things of that nature, and we had to deal with all different types of disenfranchisements and discrimination and all that. But so by the time we came to the game, other industries was already booming. The banks was already established. The real estate industry was already established. Computers and different things was already established. So by the time we got ready to run the race, companies were already, 300 yards, a couple of miles already ahead of us. And so that means that by the time we create our products, other products and services has already been on the market. And your audience, which happens to be black, white, Hispanic, or whatever, has already gotten used to other products as well. This is the thing that I want us to remember. Other companies, not other companies, but other of our prospective clients, our target audience has already gotten used to other products. So they're used to, the Chromebook. They're used to the smartphone. They're used to this particular clothing store. They're used to, BMWs and Mercedes and Hondas and Toyotas. They're used to yachts. They're used to real estate. A lot of these products are already here. And so by the time they're used to Walmart, they're used to Kmart, to Target. So by the time you create your product or service, they're just going to instinctively start comparing, right? They don't mean no harm by it. It's just that they're going to start comparing. And sometimes I hear people say things like, well, they need to understand that we just got in the game and that, they got to give us time to get off the ground, and they have to give us time to perfect our products and services. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. That's not even thinking realistically. Because at the end of the day, if you're cold, right? If you're cold, guess what? And you're going to want a sweater. And you're going to want a sweater that's going to help you get warm, right? You're going to want a jacket that's going to help you get warm. You're going to want a gloves that's going to help you get warm. You're not looking for a product that's not going to work, right? You're not looking for services that's not going to work. You as the consumer don't have time to wait for other companies to get their act together to improve their products or to improve their services. That's a reality. Because as the consumer, you have needs, you have problems, you have challenges, you have situations, and you want your problems to be solved. And you don't want to wait 6 months, 6 years for a product, a company to do a better job at making their products. You are looking for a solution right now. And that's the challenge that individuals face when you're dealing with small businesses and you're dealing with competition, right? That's what it is. It's competition. You're dealing with competition out here, and other companies has come before you. They've already established, so you're up against them. You're competitors, and your consumers are comparing your product to their product, and the best company is going to win. Doesn't matter if you're white, black, Hispanic, gay, young or old. The best products and services are going to win. So when your consumers begin to compare, you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention when they're comparing, because through their comparison, guess what? They're giving you clues. They're helping you out, right? You want to actually know what your customers or your prospects are thinking. If they don't like your product, guess what? You want to know why. See what I'm saying? You want to know why. Maybe your price is too much. Maybe your price is too low, right? Maybe your product is not good enough, right? You want to know why people are choosing not to use your products or choosing to go with someone else rather than you. You want to know the reason for that. And this is very, very important that you recognize that. Don't, I was going to say don't take it personal, but you need to take it personal. You need to take it so personal, because your success is going to affect your person. It's going to affect you. If people are not buying from you, guess what? That's less money that's going in your company. And when your company is not making money, guess what? You're not making money. And when you're not making money, you're not able to buy the things that you love, to buy the things that you desire, help the people you want to help, and live the life that you've been dreaming about. So you need to take it personal. When people aren't buying your products and services, you need to take it personal, and you need to find out why, right? What makes this other person's product better than mine? You need to find out why. Because one of the things that I've noticed about small businesses, especially when you're first starting out, you always think your products and services are the best. Everybody thinks their book is the best. Everybody thinks their product is the best. Everybody thinks, you know, their song is the best. Everybody thinks they're the best thing in the world. And I get it, because your mama said you was, right? Your mama said it's the best, right? But that was your mother. She's emotionally attached to you. You know what I mean? She's, there's an emotional attachment, you know? And she wants you to win. So she's gonna be in your corner whether you win or lose, right? However, you gotta understand, your mother doesn't make up the marketplace. She may be part of the marketplace, but she may not even be your prospective client, right? She may not even be your prospective client. In addition to that, she may not even be your, she may not even have enough knowledge to give you a good critique, right? Because she just doesn't know. So you don't want to be taking advice, you don't want to be taking criticism from people who don't know anything about your product or services or your industry. However, your prospective clients, you need to pay attention to what they're saying. If they need a product similar to yours, how come they're not buying it? Why are they buying someone else's product? Why do they like someone else's work more than they like your work? You need to know the answer to that question, okay? You need to know the answer to that question. As you can see, there's a big shade here, because this big old yacht is blocking the shade from the sun this morning that I'm walking by. But even when it comes to these boats, these yachts, right? Why do people buy one yacht as opposed to the other yacht, right? There's things that they like about it. It could be price, it could be the size, it could be the technology, right? It could be the quality of it, right? There's different reasons why. Now, just because a person didn't buy your product doesn't mean everybody else feels the same way, right? Like my son loves the iPhone, but I'm an Android guy, right? Some people like the MacBook, but I'm a PC guy, right? It doesn't mean that the Android is a bad product, nor does it mean that the iPhone is a bad product. If you really want to be honest, both of them are good products, because if they wasn't, they wouldn't have such huge market shares, you know? So yeah, one Android might be selling more than iPhone, or iPhone might be selling more than Android, right? At the end of the day, they're both making money, and they're making more money than you, right? So even if there's people who like your competitor's product more than they like your product, you have to understand, okay, is that the majority? Are there still people left over who would like my product, right? You need to ask yourself that question. Are there still people left over, right? If you're trying to reach 1 million people, but 100,000 of them like your competitor's product, guess what? There's 900 people left, prospects left, who may like your product. So you need to still be putting your foot out there, and your face out there, and your products out there, and your messages out there, because there's enough market share to go around, okay? So you need to just be paying attention to what the market is saying about your product, right? And once you find out what the market is saying, once you find out why they don't like your product, or, then make improvements. That's when you got to make a decision. Do I want to improve the product? Do I want to scrap the whole idea and come up with something else that has a better chance of surviving and winning? That's when you have to make that decision. Do I need to change my price, right, to be more, competitive? Do I need more, a better competitive price? Do I need to raise the price, right? You need to ask, these are the kind of questions you need to ask yourself. But you need to ask yourself these questions after you've listened to the market. You don't want to make decisions. You don't want to make ignorant decisions that are not based off of quality data, okay? You don't want to just wing it or just go off of a hunch. You want to go off of sound data, okay? So listen to what the market is saying, particularly about your products and services, particularly about your competitors' products and services, okay? You want to have some kind of an exit strategy when people are leaving your company. They're choosing to leave to no longer use your products and services and they want to go with someone else. You want to have like an exit interview where you have them fill out a survey like, hey, why are you leaving? What was the reason why you left? You know, is it, you're not necessarily stopping them from leaving. You just want to get data. You want to know why they're leaving so that you can stop the bleeding in your company and increase your retention rate, right? Because it's one thing to get a customer, it's another thing to keep that customer and keep them happy. Many of you are excited when you get a new sale, but you're not excited about the fulfillment process, the customer service process. You're not excited about the onboarding process and the hand-holding that goes along, that should go along with your products and services. You need to be concerned about that as well, all right? So I think that's pretty much it. This is a quick presentation as I'm here chilling in Fort Lauderdale at Pier 66, and just make sure you're listening to what the market is saying about your products and services, the comparisons that are going on, so that you can respond accordingly, all right? So this is Samuel Genus with Predict Your Business. I will see you in the next video. Take care.